Hey everyone, and welcome to Weight Loss Wednesday. I'm Chef AJ, the author of The Secrets to Ultimate Weight Loss, Own Your Health, and the new 10th anniversary edition of Unprocessed. And this is where I show you recipes for healthy, permanent, and sustainable weight loss. I'm excited to share with you a new recipe I made up, and it is called freezer fudge, and it has 2 or 3 ingredients if you're willing to splurge for one of my favorite ingredients, vanilla powder. It's so much better than vanilla extract. Trust me, once you use vanilla powder, you'll either stop using vanilla extract entirely or just won't use vanilla. It's that good. So lately I have been just cooking without recipes. Really, I always cook without recipes. Baking, I will use recipes because I'm not in my own home yet and I don't have any of my stuff, so it's just easier to just do stuff, wing it, and it'll turn out no matter what. But I forgot one ingredient. It's actually an ingredient that I always have on hand. And I recommend if you're somebody that is trying to satisfy your sweet tooth without using sugar. I haven't had any sugar since July 6, 2003. It was a Sunday, by the way. 5 p.m. was my last time. I always have date paste, and I'm going to recommend you use my recipe for date paste in my recipes because of the ratio of liquid, either water or non-dairy milk or juice to dates, because I designed my recipes to be used with my date paste. Not that other recipes aren't good, but you know, they have different amounts of water. So you can buy commercial date paste, but it really doesn't have any water. So I'll link to my recipe for date paste below, but I always have it in the refrigerator. You can freeze it. It's very easy to make. It's basically dates and water. So that's one of the ingredients. The other ingredient is very, very, very ripe bananas, and then of course the vanilla powder. So I call this freezer fudge because you make it in the freezer. We actually make it in the food processor, but it sets up in the freezer. So again, the amounts are going to just depend on how sweet you like it and how many ingredients you have, because I don't live near a store, so I got to use what I have, and I always seem to make it work. So I take my very, very ripe bananas. These are perfect now for baking too, if you like to not use sugar in baking. And I'm going to put them in my food processor, and I'm going to puree them with the S-blade. So I'm making it nice and smooth, and then I'm going to add my date paste. If you just use bananas and you freeze it, you're going to have really, really icy frozen fudge, and you want fudge to be fudgy and kind of smooth, so the date paste will take care of that. And then I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla powder. I'll link to it. People ask me what brand I buy. They're all good. Dr. Furman has a great brand. I just buy whatever is actually cheapest at the time. So my teaspoon of vanilla powder. I suppose you could add chocolate to this. I can't have chocolate. It gives me migraines. I haven't had it in years, but I suppose you could. But why don't you try the vanilla version first? So you just puree everything together. I forgot to mention this beautiful bowl is from Holland Bowl Milk. I love that they personalize on it whatever you want. I'll link to that as well. So I take my puree now, and I'm going to put it in a container to freeze overnight. This is so ridiculously simple. I don't even remember how I thought about it. It just came to me like so many things do. Let me show you a cool little trick for getting the last bit off your blade in the food processor. A lot of people waste that last bit of hummus or whatever they're making because they just don't want to clean the blade, but you can let the food processor clean the blade for you by putting it back on just for a second, pulsing really quickly, and then through the magic of centrifugal force, you now have a completely clean blade. Thank you, my sister-in-law Lauren, for teaching me this many years ago, because you can see how much more product was on the blade that a lot of people just don't bother to try to get off. So that's like several pieces of fudge right there. I love my confections cold. I always did as a kid. Even when I ate candy or even M&Ms, I froze them. So what I'm going to do is just bang it on the counter so that it's nice and level. I'm going to put the top over it. I'm going to freeze it overnight, and then tomorrow I'm going to have fudge. So So these are really creamy and delicious. They melt in your mouth. You can cut them any size you want. I usually will have 1 or 2 pieces if I'm craving something sweet after dinner. And no, I'm basically just eating the fruit, the whole fruit, and nothing but the whole fruit. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Weight Loss Wednesday. I truly believe you can have the health and the body that you deserve, and I hope you'll try my freezer fudge and let me know what you think. Take care. Bye-bye.